shout out to G Walker and Living Coast to Coast. Thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for regular uploads and your chance to be included in shout outs for future videos. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different that I've never really done a video on this, even though I've done it a few times over the years. But what I do is oils that I haven't got around to using all of it, or that have got a really close expiry date. I tend to just combine them all together. And I call it a mishmash soap. I just mishmash the ingredients, and I just literally pour the whole ingredient, the whole remaining by weights into the pot. I work out the percentage of it, and then I make sure that there's 30% coconut oil to accompany it. So I've got a few oils here. This is sweet almond oil, castor oil, avocado, and almost finished apricot kernel. And I've got another one as well, full one. So it'll be interesting to see how this soap turns out. It's not something I'll be selling, it's just for, personal use. I'll, give some to my sisters. I'll take some, I'll give some to friends, and whoever feels like they want to try it, then by all means. I have a couple of essential oil blends that I bought from Heirloom Body Care. I've probably had them for about a year now. I thought I'd give them a try. I've already tried the Springing Essential Oil Blend. Very nice. It's got sweet orange, lemon, geranium, bourbon, white grapefruit, and jasmine absolute. This one smells really, really nice. There's only a little bit left, but I'm just going to throw it in the mix. But I'm torn whether to mix it with drifting or relaxing. So relaxing essential oil blend is lavender, bergamot, mandarin, lemon, cedarwood, atlas, and Roman chamomile. That's really nice, but I don't think that'll hold up in soap very well. And the other one, which I am leaning towards, is called drifting. It actually smells really, really good. It's, let's see, mandarin, English lavender, lime, sweet marjoram, palmarosa, and myrrh, which, smells really, really good. So I think I'm going to do drifting with a bit of springing, and if there's anything left, I'll just shove the relaxing. So it's literally just going to be something I just throw all together, because I just want to use them up and I'd rather not throw them away. And I thought I'll just point out with this pot, because I use these ones now for lye, and I've used this pot so many times, I couldn't even tell you how many times, that it has oxidized, the stainless steel, so it's not rusted or anything, it's just oxidized and discolored, which is, it's still totally 100% fine to use for soap. It's not going to cause any problems. So I thought I'd just point that out. If your lye pot stainless steel behaves that way, it's still totally fine to use. Right, so I've got my whiteboard. I've got my whiteboard here, and I wrote down, I'd written down all the oils I have, and I'm just going to write down the weight of each one. And I'm not going to make the soap tonight. It is pretty late, but I just really was excited to weigh everything out and make room in my storage cupboard so these can go in the recycling bin. All right, so I'm going to start with castor oil. Let's see how much castor oil I have. I don't have too much of it. So let's see. Right. So I've got, well, we'll see in a second. Wait till I weigh it out. All right. I have 375 grams of castor oil. So I'll just write that down. 375 castor oil. I just drew on myself by accident. Let's see if I can rub it off. Oh yeah, I'm straight off. Alright, so 375 caster, sweet almond. I'll probably, if I had to guess, I'd say maybe 1500 grams. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, actually, much more than 1500 grams. Right, so I have... I have 2,436 grams of sweet almond oil. So let's write that down. 2,436. I'll just change down to 6. Right, so 2,436. Right. 2,436. Perfect. Avocado. And like I said, it definitely is a mishmash soap. Alright, so avocado. Let's see. Oops. So we've got 732 grams of avocado. So let's write that down. 732. And now, last but not least, apricot kernel. Right. Apricot kernel. Still got a full one. I haven't even opened this, but it expires next month. Yeah, sometimes I go ham and buy extra. I use the apricot kernel for the base for my aromatherapy rollers, but you know, I bought a few liters. I bought, I think, three of these, and I didn't use up one of them. And yeah, because you need surprisingly very little of, you know, when you're making those rollers, you don't need a lot of carrier oil. So yeah, like I didn't get around to using it. So it's just better to make a mishmash soap and give it away as presents, or gifts, you know, just whoever wants to try it. So it's 1,044 grams, right? So 1,044. Perfect. Right, so that's all recorded. And if it rubs out, I can just play this video back to myself. Yeah, right, so that's all done. That's all the soft oils. And I'll weigh out my coconut oil tomorrow. I've got to figure exactly how much of the coconut oil I need to make sure it's a 30% ratio. Puncture in the values on Lycalc and see how I go. So it'll be the standard, you know, obviously recipe that I always do. In terms of additives like the sugar, you know, the salt, the sodium lactate, all that good stuff. I think, yeah, because it might be on the softer side because of all the soft oils I've put. So usually I do 1.2% salt, 1.2% sodium lactate. I think for this I'll probably bump it up to 2% sodium lactate and see how I go. So I don't know how much overall oils I'm going to have, like weight-wise. Yes, I don't know. Like, so I've got to figure out exactly how much, because I know I could fit it probably in the slab, and then I might have to use a couple of the log molds. So, because they won't fit in the slab, because the slab max fits about 6.2 kilos of oil. So if this is over 6.2, I'll definitely have to pour it off. And I've got lots of individual molds I can, pour them off into as well. So it's not going to be a big deal. I'm just going to find the lid. Where did I put the lid? And I will put this aside. Actually, I don't even have to put it aside. I'll just leave it there. Turn this off. Come back in the morning. And it's time for bed. So see you tomorrow. Right, so it's the next day. In here, I've got, as usual, the melted coconut oil and all the soft oils. And I had decided to put 2% coconut milk powder because, why not? And coconut milk powder is awesome in soap. And the lard water's here. It did scorch a little because of the amount of citric acid because I went with 3%. But still totally safe to use. It will go back to a normal color after a few days. Sometimes it goes back to a normal color the same day, actually. So it's not a big deal if the sugar scorches. So the blend I decided to go with, literally those 3 bottles that you're seeing me pull out, they're all in here. So it's got a very unusual smell. I did end up fixing it with cedarwood aloes. So it smells... Okay, you can smell the cedarwood. Because a couple of the blends had cedarwood in it already, so that's definitely there. You can smell a little bit of the chamomile. You can smell the Palmarosa. You can smell a little bit of jasmine as well. So it's very nice. I don't know if it'll hold up in soap. The springing blend. So if you go on Alien Body Care, I did make soap with that in the past. I think I used that 3.5. And it was quite subtle. So maybe 4 with cedarwood fix. Maybe that'll be nice. Anyway, they're all nice blends, but as you know, I only bought just small bottles because I just wanted to try them out and, give a bit of a smell. But I like creating my own blends. So I generally won't buy blends, and I probably won't in the future unless it's got some really nice, mixtures in there. I'm like, oh, wow, that's really nice. I want to try that. But generally, I just mix my own blends. I really like playing around with blends, and I've got a really large range of essential oils. So I like to, mix things and see what smells nice. Right, so I ended up going with 1.5% sodium lactate. You just see me add it in instead of the 2% because I don't want to overdo it. I don't want it to be crumbly when I cut it, so because it does have salt, so I didn't want to, do 2%. If there was no salt, I would do 2%, it's no problem. But if it's too much salt in your recipe, it can crumble when you go to cut it. So I just thought, okay, 1.5 is fine because there is a lot of sweet almond oil in here and it is extremely soft. So I thought 1.5 is fine instead of the 1.2. Still 1.2 salt in there, 3% sugar, 3% citric acid. I just mix the sodium lactate in. And yes, I'm ready to go because everything's at the temperature I like to work with. I'm not too sure color-wise. I just did green French clay and just normal French white clay. And I don't even know if that's going to work because there are some essential oils in here like myrrh and marjoram, and I think they do speed up trays. So I don't know how this is going to behave. I might end up having to dump all the clay and just have a off green color in this pot. I might not be able to split it off. It just depends on how it's going to behave. So you're coming along with me, living on the edge. I did say it was going to be for personal use because, a lot of these oils are almost expired, which is totally fine. I mean, it's still going to last a few months to a year, if not longer. So I'll see how it goes, but I might give them out as samples and orders as well, and I'll give some to friends and family and whatever. So samples, I think I'll, also because it is going to make, I think, at least 70 bars. So yeah, we'll see. I just don't like chucking oils out. I'd rather just dump them all in and create a mishmash blend, just like the essential oil blend. Oh gosh, so it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. So I'm going to make them the normal size bars I usually make. I'm not going to do the tall and skinny for this. And I'm going to cut it just a little bit larger than 1 inch, so 2.6 centimeters instead of the 2.5. So I'll get 60 bars out of the slab, and I'm pretty sure I'll fill 1 log mold as well, from what's left over. So I should get maybe 82 bars, I assume. 82. So that'll make a considerable amount of bars. Well, I'm even thinking to donate it as well. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. Because I was going to next week ship, those bars I made for the flood victims. I was going to ship that to the crisis centre next week. But now that I'm making this, I'm like, oh, well, this would be nice to kind of include as well. But I don't think I will, because I really want to get those to them, and all those dishwashing bars I made for them as well. So I'm going to put my glasses on and put my gloves on, and we're going to make some mishmash soap.